What's going on out there in YouTube land? This is your boy Chef Peasy, back at you one more time. But look, this video right here is pretty special to me. This is the Juneteenth 2022 speech that I had to prepare, and basically, if you don't know the backstory of me and Peace Sweets and so much more, you know, the business that me and my wife run, then this story and this speech will actually be presented on this clip. You can check it out, you know what I'm saying, and it's only special to me because you know, this year is the first year that it was actually put into law that Juneteenth was, or is, should I say, a national holiday. So I was able to go and travel to Natchez, Mississippi, down there with a fellow chef, Chef Jarita, and her staff, and we had an awesome time. You know what I'm saying? It was real influential. It was real. I mean, it just had a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people came together, not just black, but it was white. It was historical. You know what I'm saying? We learned a lot, and y'all just check out the video. You know what I'm saying? Holler at your boy, comment if you had to. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But this your boy Chef Peace. Moving out. Let's go. Got married. When we hooked up in 2018, she was renting this house. I think we were probably together, what, maybe 2 or 3 months?
2 or 3 months, yeah.
And then we wound up buying a house together. And we went from that. Now the kitchen is my domain. So I set up the kitchen. Believe it or not, blind and all, I know all my seasons, I know all my pots, pans.
I can't move nothing.
Everything. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Like, if she move it, I'm like, babe,
Would you move my part?
What you do this?
Oops, I'm sorry.
Like, you can see, I can't see. I kind of got to know where everything at. But even in that instinct, I used to walk around with the lights off at night before my eyesight got worse than what it is, you know, what it was then. Just learning where everything was at in the dark.
That was going to be my other question. Is I do sometimes I'll watch the TV with an eye mask on just to listen to it because I'm like, this might be my reality one day.
Man,
so I'm wondering if you did anything like
that
that.
is, look.
That's our thing. Look.
It's crazy. I love movies. I love movies. And I have what they call a voodoo count, which is a digital library of
With lots of movies, yeah.
I still buy movies and I can't watch movies. The last movie that I watched, actually went to the movies to watch, was Straight Outta Compton. That's what I went to watch. So that was when me and my ex-wife was together. When me and my current wife got together, the first movie that we watched was Acrimony by Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And she had to tell me what was going on. To this day, I can't tell you what the scenes actually are, but I can tell you word for word
The entire movie.
I can tell you what the scene is, and from there on, I have bought almost 700 movies. I have bought almost 700 movies, and I can go through each movie and tell you exactly what's going on, word for word, because that's what I do. I listen to music and I listen to movies. And that's like my entertainment. I can actually just, like, I can't even see, but in my mind, it's kind of hard to explain, but in my mind, I can put a whole movie together and tell you exactly what's going on, what's about to happen, you know, whatever it is.
And I'm kind of his narrator.
Yeah, and she was like, okay,
I'm
well,
like, oh, he opened the door. Oh, Mr. Honey, oh, he did it. Oh my gosh, she slid him a note. You know, just
the only thing
so
I
he can know.
can't
You
pay
know?
attention is the things that's silent in the movie.
Right.
But other than that, man, I follow it just fine. And I can tell somebody else about it. And it's weird, like even when we go out of town.
Sometimes people, he's talking, you talk, but sometimes I can't transmit too much sound.
Go ahead, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, okay.
But I was just saying, like, even like as far as she was saying, like with her driving and stuff like that, I used to drive so much that even on the way here, I'm like, hey, I think we gotta go 12 to go to 55 and go cut across that. She was like, I don't know about a 12 and a 55. Like, I don't
GPS.
know. She put the GPS in, and I'm telling her to turn before the GPS telling her to turn.
GPS.
And she's like, well, you know, I said, just in case, and you know, God kind of put me in that position because sometimes GPS might go out. I'm like, hey, you need to make sure that you turn on this road. And, you know, we'll get there safely, but that's just something that, you know, I just we kind of clash sometime on it because she'll be like, well, I'm trying to follow the GPS and it's telling me to go this way. I'm like, no, you should turn this way. And we'll get there, but but other than that, that's kind of like.
My last question for you is, do you have a plan as far as like, I know you said that you kind of create your own recipes with feel and sound. Do you have a plan to pass on your business? Like, are you able to teach other men and women that are visually impaired if they're interested in baking, or what's your plan to keep your business going that you've worked so hard for?
Well, I never really thought about, for visually impaired people, because like it's hard to explain how I actually do it.
Right.
Like it's easy to say, okay, you need 6 eggs, you feel 6 eggs. It's kind of harder to say that you need 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder to go in there. Like you gotta feel these instruments that you need to use if you're gonna use it to perfect this, this recipe. But I don't use that because it's kind of like when I was coming up and my grandmother taught me how to cook, I would always watch her and I'd be like, well, Granny, how you know what this is or how much this is? She like, I just know. And she taught me at a young age that when you cook, she cooked with love. Mm-hmm. And when you cook with love, you just know. Mm-hmm. It's easy to under season or under salt something than it is to over salt it because you can't take that back, So she would teach me, hey, you add this, you add that, you taste it, whatever the case may be. With baking, it's kind of like if you put too much of this or too much of that, you can ruin the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say whenever I first started, like I burnt many cakes. I was disobedient when it came to my wife when she said, this has to be a room temperature. I'm like, you going to work, I'm going to go in the kitchen and play. And I done got these eggs out the refrigerator and I'm wondering why the cake is burned, but the inside is still gooey.
Flat. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or it didn't fried right. But that was some stuff that I had to learn. And as far as my recipes, like I say, I always been like that. I can go to a restaurant even to this day. I can go to a restaurant, taste something, and I can go home and mimic it without knowing exactly what's in it. I can mimic exactly what I taste because that's just how passionate I am about cooking. But everybody don't have that trait, or everybody don't have that sense like that. And some of them might need to go through certain recipes. But I listen, I pay attention, and I kind of go at it from there. So I guess I have to actually sit and think about what I need to do to kind of pass that legacy on to somebody that might want to do it, but is in the same boat.
Well, are y'all's kids interested at all in learning the
Well,
trade?
that's a good thing because we have one who lives at home, but the others are not home. But the one that does live home, he has learned how to do swirls on cupcakes and pull something out of the oven when he hears the beeper go off for us. But they are interested, but only if we say, "Hey, come here."
Right.
Not
It's
really
not
so
like
much
they just
as
sit
like I want to learn that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if one day you're going to want to retire, and who knows how to do what you do.
We're actually getting ready to open up a business separate from our home. So we have some family that want to train with us and get to know us. So that's what, yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. Hold on, honey. Go
As
ahead.
an educator, I can just say this. I went to beauty school,
Mm-hmm.
but from kindergarten, I was combing hair of people in the bathroom.
Mhm.
Understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that what he has is something from his soul
Mm-hmm.
that makes him able
Mhm.
to process and do this.
Yes.
And you cannot pass that on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not something
Yeah.
that you can transition
Yeah.
to someone else that's not
Yeah.
there.
That makes sense.
They got to
Yeah.
kind of love
Yep.
this from a
Absolutely.
soul perspective.
Yes.
When I went to beauty school, my soul did that.
Yes.
And they
Yes.
be like, how does it come out like that? I said,
Yes.
Jesus.
Come on, that's it.
I said, I know what it's gonna look like this.
Yeah.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's what he's
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. It is what comes out of
Mhm.
the face of God for you.
Correct. And that's right. As he said, I have never decorated a thing in my life. If y'all go on our page and see the things, I amaze myself when I'm finished. I'm like, whoa. Like, oh God, look what you did. Because I definitely didn't do
You
that.
don't know you're
I've never decorated a day in my life. He took an order over the phone one day, and they asked for a cake with, I think with Crown Royal or something, some kind of alcohol
Crown
cake.
apple cake.
But what it was, we had just posted a rum cake the day before. So he was under the impression they wanted the cake with the alcohol, which was the rum. That's not what they wanted. When I got home and looked at the picture they sent, I said, honey, that's a cake with a bottle of alcohol sitting in it. I don't know how to do that.
I said,
What
hey,
to
we
do?
finna do
He
it.
said, we're gonna learn today, aren't we? I'm like, oh God.
I'm not intimidated by anything. I would tell anybody that, you know, I'm my biggest competition.
Mhm.
Like I have no problem with competing against somebody, but I already won when it comes down to me, because you feel like I'm a threat to you, or you feel like I'm even, in a position to where I can challenge you.
Mhm.
I feel that's an honor already. I look at things totally different than most people probably would.
Mhm.
Only because, like I said, I'm so passionate about what I do,
Right.
that at the end of the day, it's not about winning or losing. It's not about anything like that. Somebody actually is taking the time to say, you know what? I think I could beat him, or I think that I'm good at this the way I can challenge him. That's an honor to me. Because it's people that got vision. Even at the MBCA Awards, I had chefs coming to me and saying, I can see and I can't do the things that you do, and I just take that as a compliment, and at the end of the day, like I say, I don't take it as, even if I was to go to a major competition, I already won because they accepted me to come in to even compete.
Mhm.
So in my mind, like, I can only fail myself. Even if I was the worst one in the bunch, I'm still at a point to where I'm glad and I'm honored that I got the opportunity to be on that stage.
Yes. Yes. More questions?
Any other questions?
We do too. It's steady going. God is doing some amazing things. Yes, every day is mind blowing. I'm telling you.
You know what was good about y'all? You were friends.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it.
Yes. Yes. I think that's it, honey. It's
That's
time
it?
to eat. Yes.
Okay. You gonna cut the cake?
Right now.
Oh,
Amazing.
Sorry. She said she's going to get you. I told her no.
Hey, Chef.
Well, that's mine.
Chef, I'm Dan Gibson.
how you doing?
I'm the mayor here.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
And making good inspiration.
Man, I thank y'all for even accepting us to come.
Oh,
We
man.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your,
sir.
your spirit, your testimony.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Dan.
Okay.
I'm
It's the
Dan
mayor of
Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, take a picture.
Oh.
Let's take a picture.